tomorrow, 67 to 71. Then a mix of clouds and sunshine on Friday. High on Friday, 72 to 76. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This hour of Ocala Talks brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Blockers Furniture offering large selections of furniture for every room in your house.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks on a sunshiny but crisp Wednesday morning. Today going to be in the mid-60s. Tonight, frost possible in the northern regions of the county as the low will be somewhere around 35, 36 degrees. Back in the upper 60s tomorrow. This is not good news to my guest, Galen Unal, who abhors the cold weather. But I tell you, Galen, I'm in a good mood this morning, and I'm tell you why. It's because sometimes the little things in life make all the difference.
Okay, what's that?
Well, you know, I come in the studio every morning, and I do the show, and my health, it's safe to say my health has not been the best for the past probably year, I would say.
You have risen on the death charts pretty significantly in the last 12 months.
Yeah. You know, it's not good. So, but I used to do this show for years with Buddy Martin in the afternoon, and then when I started doing this show after Adam left, I do it standing up. It's what I like to do. It's just how with these high counters and everything, I like to stand up. I don't like to sit in the chair to do the show. But with back injuries and heart issues and everything, I've had to sit for the better part of a year.
Ooh.
Yesterday, I am proud to announce I did the entire show and going to do it again today, standing up for the first time in almost a full year. So it's the little wins in life you gotta be happy with.
Well, congratulations, Tom. I've got to reassess the death rankings and see if that impacts the overall setting, but it's good information to have.
Yeah, because I've moved up the chart on the death rankings for sure.
Oh, there's no doubt. You went from, a bottom of the list guy, and then you got to the middle of the list, and then you were like in the top 3. So we'll see if that impacts it.
Well, I appreciate you, giving me the top 3 there. Wait, no, that's not a top 3 you want to be in. It's not a top 3 you want to be in.
Nope. No. Well, I mean, it just means you get to go to the other side, whatever's over there.
Yeah, but I don't have things like a living will done. I don't have an actual will done. I don't have life insurance in place. I don't have a casket bought. I got things to do.
Casket bought. Well, again, none of that. Let's be honest. None of that is really your problem.
Yeah, well, it's a very valid point.
It's Susan's problem, and it's everybody else's problem. Yeah, I mean and that's who should be motivating you to get all this stuff done. It's everybody around you.
Yeah, one of the craziest and dumbest and useless conversations I've ever had. And by the way, I've had millions of those. So
I was like, how do you limit it to one?
Yeah, for this one to come up. But one time I was talking to my close buddies, Dino Burt, Gary Rich, and Steve was on the phone with us. And that's my ride or die guys from high school.
I got
We've
you.
been
Gotta
best friends since high school. And we were talking one day, and Dino was the one that was saying, they say, because he was a truck driver, they say, I need a living will and blah, 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 and everything. And Gary looked at him, and we're all there. Gary goes, bro, if you die, what do you care if all that's done or not?
Absolutely.
And then we were all in Gary. We're like, dude, you like give your family all that? And he goes, what do I care? I'm dead. It doesn't matter. And so we all joked about it and laughed and everything, and didn't take it real serious and everything. Then, Debbie Downer time. About 11 weeks later, Dino's aorta burst, and he died. He just died right away, 47 years old. And he was the one that said, I don't have this in place, and I don't have that in place. So every time we get on the phone now, we bring it. When my health went, Steve goes, you got this ready? You got this? I go, dude, why do I need to worry about that? He goes, yeah, that's what Dino thought too. That's our go-to now. That's what Dino thought
absolutely.
too.
Yeah.
But you don't want to straddle your family with everything now.
No, but and you also don't want to be the example of the group. For the most part, being the example is bad.
It's not good. Not
good.
At
least in my experience, I was never one of the. Nobody ever looked at me and said, "That's how you do it." Right? No, nobody ever used me as the example.
But people have looked at me numerous times and said, "That's how you don't do it."
Right. I've always been the before picture.
Yeah,
me
too. Me too.
Yeah, so I can understand that. So you don't want to be the example. So,
yeah, when you look up the national commercials of cocaine is bad, they show me in prison. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Well, there you go. Well, you got that going for you.
Which is nice,
Which is nice.
For those that don't know, we just made another Caddyshack reference.
Well, if you don't say, and I've got that going for you once a week, your life isn't full.
Well,
I say it in the weirdest situations.
If you say it once a week, though, you will receive total consciousness on your deathbed. So you got that going.
Well, that's
for you.
what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping for.
You got that going for you. But it's just, the past year has brought a lot of things in perspective for me. Like, I'd never been a guy that even contemplated, that this could all end. I know that when the doctor slaps you on the rear end, that the whole death thing stuff. And so I always looked at it that way. People go, that so-and-so's dying. I go, they've been dying since the day they were born. I always looked at it that way. That the process of dying starts when you get slapped on the rear end by the doctor and take that first breath and cry in the delivery room. But the last years kind of brought a perspective where I'm closer to that side than I am the doctor slapping me on the rear end side. And that sometimes can, when you realize that sometimes can be a weight that you go, I wasn't expecting this. And I've had to, I don't envy anybody that deals with that. That's why I always periodically give out the suicide prevention hotline and everything. Because people carry some heavy stuff on their shoulders. And I kind of laugh it off and go, well, if I die, it'll give Susan a better opportunity. She'll get some money, but she won't get any money because I don't have any life insurance right now. And who's insuring a fat guy with a bad heart and a bad attitude?
Well, there you go. I don't think the attitude matters. I don't know. But, yeah, all kidding aside, you do have to think about everybody else. So, yeah, I get you.
You a in the ground guy or you in the fire guy?
Oh, no. I believe that I have a pretty strong belief and have for a very long time that cemeteries are a waste of some really good real estate.
They'd be much better golf courses, I would think.
Well, and I've never understood from a very long age when you're taught in church that the soul and their being and the person is in heaven. Well, then why would I go to see somebody who's supposedly in the ground? That's just not something I've ever understood.
Well, I just know it's ashes to ashes.
I get
it. Ashes to ashes, so if you cremate me, I'm already ashes. I'm good shape.
Yeah, I for some people it's extremely comforting, and I'm not trying to judge that or take that away. It's just for me, it doesn't work. I'm a you know what? And not only am I an ashes guy, but just leave them. Don't even bother picking them up. Don't carry them around. Don't spread me anywhere. just literally, if I end up in a landfill, that's fine. I mean, I really, I just don't, this shell that I'm walking away from. And by the way, by the time I die, I won't be in that great a shape.
No.
Because it's not in that great a shape now. I mean, nobody's going to look at this and say, you know what, I could use every single part of that. Those are all A-plus parts. Not from my ankles to my toes, my knees, I could barely walk because of this cold weather. So, no, I'm good.
So you don't have that little red heart on your license then?
Oh, I do. I don't care what I'm a. First of all, I really believe that organs should stay here because they don't need them in heaven. I want them to take as much of my body as they want.
Well,
I don't care. I don't need it.
Let's think about me though. Let's think about me. I wear glasses because I'm blind. I take heart medicine because my heart's in bad shape. Okay?
Oh, I'm not there yet.
I promise you that Georgia Southern and Appalachian State education did damage to my liver. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Sure.
So, I mean, my kidneys can't be that good because of the damage done to my liver. I'm thinking, well, my skin is splotchy and broke out a lot. That's another organ. I don't. Even though I'm an organ donor, I don't. Every one of them fail. I'd be like the egg in Willy Wonka.
Oh.
Fail.
Well, you're of an age that your organs probably wouldn't be used, but they can use it for your research. They can test COVID on you.
Well, CTE. Maybe I got some of that. I don't know. Who knows?
Again, I mean, do whatever. And I've told my family that we've. Yeah, I mean.
No, I still got it with the whole ashes though. They still need to be. I'm a spreader. I'm like
Why?
Well, because I like being able to. I would be like a super spreader with COVID. Why not with my ashes?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't think there's any value in them whatsoever.
I know where I want to go though, and one place is impossible to do. But so many people try to do it every year, and it's almost an impossibility now. And that would be, some of it would need to go on Main Street, USA in the Magic Kingdom. So it could be swept up or vacuumed up,
Right, I was going to say, what are they going to do? Sweep you up? And you think they're going to leave that dust there for more than, again, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's going into flower beds around Mickey and Walt Disney's statue.
No,
right.
I want to, again, and also, I'm also, if I've told my kids that, like, if I die suddenly, right, and then you put on your back windshield in memory of, my name, and my date.
Please don't do that.
I said, I'm haunting you. I don't really believe in ghosts either. I'm haunting you. I am going to do everything to make sure that car doesn't last very long.
Yeah, I don't need that.
We joke about it all the time. I'm like, I'm good. I get it kind of when it's like, they die too young. But I saw one the other day, and I'm doing them, because I always end up doing the math.
You always do the math.
Like,
you do, yeah, exactly.
This person
Guy was
died
like 83 years. Oh, 93. Yeah, I was like 83, 85. I'm like
93. If I lived in 93, I want a banner across Silver Springs Boulevard going, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I can see.
Nobody knows who knows me says this guy's going to make it till 93.
I can see baby Margaret, January 2nd, 2022 to February 5th, 2022. That may be on the back of a window or something.
Maybe.
But, here lies memory of Uncle Fred. He lived 98 years. What?
I don't get, but again, that's not, and I understand why people would do it. It's just not, I don't get it. So, if people want to say that's judging, that's fine. I just don't understand it. But I also don't believe that people are looking down from heaven.
Hold on now. Wait. We all know
I know.
Angel second class Clarence. He's always there.
My wife and I have this discussion all the time. I just don't believe that if heaven is as great as I think it is,
people are going to be looking down back. I wouldn't even bother looking back.
Like my father, I hope he's not really looking down. I hope he's enjoying everything that's up there, and worshiping God. and just screaming Jesus' name. I don't want them to worry about my mundane life down
No,
there.
look, when I'm up
I
there,
don't.
when I'm up there, here's
I
what I'm
don't.
doing. I know what I'm doing when I'm up there. I'm going and watching the 1927 Yankees playing an exhibition against the 1975 Cincinnati Reds, and we're going to settle the argument. Heaven's going to settle the argument of whether the Big Red Machine or Murderers Row was the best baseball team. That's the things I'm doing up there. I got things to do when I'm up there.
And then I think about, like, well, I'm going to go to lunch with, like, Lincoln.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Abraham Lincoln. Hey,
I'm going to go ask Thomas Jefferson
you
what his thought
available?
process was. Hey, Thomas Jefferson, you got a moment? What was your thought process when you took most of Thomas Locke's thoughts and wrote them into the Declaration of Independence and somehow tried to say you didn't plagiarize it? What were your thoughts there?
I mean, again, there's so many things. I'm not supposed to worry about my great-great-grandchild and whether or not, you know, they're going to ride their bicycle okay. I don't know. That's just me. By the way, I've had many people upset about that. So okay.
Well, I do though. Like I said, I am a spreader, but so the Magic Kingdom, but then the other place is Allen E. Paulson Stadium on the campus of Georgia Southern University at Georgia Southern.
Again.
But I'll tell you this:
why?
I'm not a 50-yard line guy. I'm not a 50-yard line guy.
Oh, okay. You're a red zone guy.
Nope.
Got a yard line.
No, as the wedge buster, I made most of the contact with people about the 25-yard line.
Sure.
That's where I made first contact with people about the 25-yard line. So I want every opposing team to know at about the 25-yard line, Schmitz could knock you out or knock himself out, but somebody was going unconscious.
Yeah, but they're just stepping on you.
No, but mixed in with the dirt, I'm probably the shovel they scoop up because the grass died in that area. You know, that's probably me.
Well, and again, I would, if I had my way, you would just bury me out in the woods somewhere and let a tree grow around me, because nothing lives without something else dying. So you might as well use all my nutrients to grow something beautiful. That would be the ideal thing.
And that's a good idea. That's a good ideal. Now, see that you're talking smart there. You're talking smart.
But you can't because you have to put all these fluids in me. And why? You know, it's like, why can't you know it's illegal to bury a pet in your yard?
Yes, but I do it all the time.
And I'm sure there's some leachy. Why? Just put them in a flower bed.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Every dog that I had growing up,
flower
I
bed.
knew exactly where they were died because that's the only place we had green grass.
Exactly, flower bed. Hey, by the way, before we go to break, we got to go to break. But as always, the listeners of this program, gold, Jerry, gold. One listener goes, I hope in heaven they have a VHS tape so I can watch my Cowboys win the Super Bowl again.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Jerry, can you imagine? What if you were be able to go to Jerry Jones, be able to just yell at him for 30 minutes?
Oh, like Frank Costanza did. Like Frank Costanza did George Steinbrenner. Why'd you trade Buhner? What were you thinking?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you know, and Tom, let's be honest. Tom Landry is in heaven.
Oh yeah.
If there's one
in the fedora.
Roger Staubach's not dead yet, but when he dies, he will be in heaven. Probably, you know, they'll be coaching.
Let's go, Coach.
Let's
go, Coach.
They'll be coaching up the guards of the pearly gates.
Oh, 100%, 100%. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. More with Galen Unoff. This time out, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. just shipped.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
New arrivals and new savings are waiting for you at Blockers Furniture. With over 80,000 square feet of the best selection and best prices you can find on furniture, mattresses, home accents, accessories, and more. And with new trucks arriving weekly, Blockers has the best available in-stock selection. Unlike many other furniture companies that will have you waiting for months to get what you want or need, come see everything that Blockers has to offer. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, next to Hobby Lobby.
You're having another great day and you have good taste tuning into WOCA The Source with Ocala Talks and Tom Schmitz. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Wednesday, I asked this question earlier in the week, Galen, when they said that the Mike McDaniel hire in Washington in Miami was a minority hire. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a reach here or not, if they're trying hard to find it. His mother is of mixed race, and then his father is Caucasian. So that's how they're holding on to a minority hire here. I think in this woke society now we're just reaching, trying to make sure we get the word minority in there with this hire. I think this is really a reach.
Well, again, when you put these rules in place, you have to define. You're going to change how the game is played. That's what a rule does, right? And so I don't blame this guy. I heard that they're like, oh, how dare you? I'm like, if this in his mind gave him a leg up, and I don't know if it did. We really don't know if it did. Then why is it his fault?
It's not his fault. I think society's created this.
Hate the game. No, the Rooney Rule created this.
Well, quite possibly, yeah.
When you start, and again, this isn't a new thing, but and this is the very, very problem with a lot of these programs that are trying to lift people up. When you start putting in extra points for being something that is purely out of your control, like the color of your skin, or where you were born, right, or your country of origin,
your age, right,
your age, your any of these things, well, then that's going to be used, and people are going to judge you on that, and that's what's happened in our society. It's no longer, okay, let me look at your resume, and let me base everything on your experience and you as your person and your character. Have you noticed the one thing that doesn't matter much anymore is character? It's always about,
you said doesn't matter much anymore. It hasn't mattered much anymore for at least a generation.
I disagree. I don't know.
At least a generation.
You may be right. I mean, we go back to Clinton. Nobody hired or elected Clinton because of his character. But I do believe that a lot of people thought that George W. Bush had character. I mean, whether he did or not, I guess, history will dictate that. But a lot of people thought he did. But that's gone, and that's a shame because everything else has become more important than it, right? Your ethnicity, your gender, and what your cause is instead of what your character is, and that's unfortunate.
It really is. It used to matter if you were a good steward of your surroundings. It used to matter if you were a good person, and now, I heard somebody about 3 months ago say, look, and it was in the middle of when the hiring issues were going on. We got to take a break, but it was in the middle of hiring issues. They go, look, I don't care if they're a 4-time convicted felon. If they can breathe and perform the task, I need them in here. And that's
a little different.
But that's where we are.
I understand.
I understand that, but that's where we are right now. And there's a lot of factors for that, but character gets put on the back burner. And I think as things go, it should never be put on the back burner, but it does get that put there sometimes over other issues that you need to look at. And I just characters.
And I will say, I will.
We got
say
5 seconds.
Facebook's a big part of this because people now judge you by your social media.
100%. We'll be right back after this timeout.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell is criticizing the Republican National Committee for censuring GOP lawmakers, Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming and Adam Kinzinger of Illinois, investigating January 6.
The issue is whether or not the RNC should be sort of singling out members of our party who may have different views from the majority. That's not the job of the RNC.
Representative Elise Stefanik of New York.
My reaction is the RNC has every right to take any action.
The censure vote was held in Salt Lake City, Utah, last week. Former Vice President candidate Sarah Palin and her defamation lawsuit against the New York Times newspaper continues in the Big Apple. Palin claims the editorial defamed her by falsely suggesting a connection between her politics and a 2011 mass shooting in Arizona that wounded Representative Gabby Giffords. James Bennett, the former New York Times editorial page editor, said Tuesday that he was at fault. USA Radio News.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why